Yeah, Richard Ellsworth, you started, you're launching we're going to get to you in the next segment, Mountain Sage Healing Arts. You could tell us a little bit, we got a couple of minutes, how you actually got started in this. You actually, what stimulated this whole journey is because of your own health. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I went through a very awful phase where I was just hit with a million health issues at once. I could barely get out of bed, barely move even. I really thought I was dying, and the anxiety and depression on top of that were hugely severe, and I was going to doctors every day, and they couldn't solve it. They did every test in the book. They couldn't figure out what was wrong. All the tests were coming back negative. What's going on? Finally, I come out to California. I meet a nutritionist, and she put me on a diet and educated me on natural health, and all of a sudden I was better. And I absolutely fell in love with that idea that Western medicine is not always going to be the answer. I mean, it's absolutely necessary as part of our health system, but sometimes there are alternatives that are going to work better for other people. And that really, encouraged me to try and bring this knowledge to as many people as possible to help them deal with their own health crises in the best way possible.
Fantastic. Okay, this is a perfect time to take a breath, because I have reached out to a few of my friends, and we actually got 2 responses for the first week. So I'm not going to talk to you about it. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. You're going to wait, and then I'm going to pop these questions onto you right after these messages.
All right.
All right, stand by.
Erica, your neighbor is being very aggressive with his chainsaw. Can you hear it? Is that coming through?
No, it's not. And I just spoke to him, and that's a whole nother story. We could do a whole show on him. I think it's called passive aggressive. Okay. Because I just went over there lovingly, kindly, even offered him some passion fruit, which are like $4 a piece. And I said, he can have all he wants. Let's just be hushy.
Why don't you offer him one of those steaks you were talking about?
I know, earlier. Right? You guys, you're welcome to come over, because oh my God, I kill it with these steaks.
Okay.
Is that the little cottage behind you? Like the little, like Dominique's old room?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now it makes sense. I was like, how do you hear her neighbor? I was like, what?
You were giving me a funny look. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah.
That was why.
All right, here we go.
Okay, Richard, here we go. We have 2, I won't say names or anything like that. One's a male, one's a female. So this is the first situation. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, put your rapid remedy cap on. All right, here we go. I am 17-year-old male athlete. I have been suffering with acne for 3 years now. I have been to dermatologists and have already gone through several rounds of antibiotics, like I cannot say this, doxycycline. What is that? I told you, I crushed it. That was bad. Okay, whatever. It's a big word. And then Dominique, help me. Those are the 2 big words. Minocycline.
Amoxicillin.
I know amoxicillin. That one I got. Okay, you'll correct me too, Richard, okay? Sometimes it seems like it gets a little better, but then another big flare-up. My doctor wants me to start Acutane, but I've heard about you on the radio. Wow! It's probably through his mother, but that's okay. And I want to try every possible option first. The antibiotics are giving me stomach aches. Oh, poor baby. And there are a lot of foods that I can't even eat anymore. What can I do? Oh, look, nobody signed it. Pizza face.
Oh no.
That's bad. Oh, what are we going to do?
Okay, so I went through a very similar problem, and the dermatologists like to try multiple strains of antibiotics, and these ones specifically are really intense, especially when you go to amoxicillin.
Can you say the other one? Can you say
it's doxycycline and minocycline is what it sounded like.
Thank you. Okay.
Those are very commonly prescribed. Those are usually the first go-to for acne.
Okay.
It's really great that you came with this question, because you really don't want to go to Accutane. I mean, it's so harsh on the liver and just on the system as a whole. You get these monthly blood checks to make sure that your liver's okay, and that's really rough. So let's talk about some things that you can do. And first and most importantly is to start working on rebuilding your gut bacteria. So you want to start with probiotics. But you don't want to just start with the generic, usually it's like lactobacillus, the ones that you get at the store. When you start with those, your system usually likes to reject them, and it takes a while for your body to adjust. So you want to start with something that's a little more natural. So you can use soil-based probiotics. And there are two that I would recommend. One is called Lateraflora, and the other is called, oh my God, I'm not going to remember the name of it. But it's made by Life Extension, and you can find it under soil-based probiotics. They're really, really excellent. Oh, you know what? It's called a Fluorosist GI with phage technology. That's what it's called. And they look like little alien capsules. It has one little green capsule that's inside a larger clear capsule, so it's like delayed release. Very good for repopulating the gut. So that's what you want to start with. Then you want to start to deal with the acne itself. And the acne itself is based on your age and what you're going through. I'm assuming you're in high school. You're probably dealing with stress, anxiety, so you're and just growth in general. So your hormones are probably what's causing it. So the very first thing you want to deal with is your hormones. And with issues like acne, it's never going to be from testosterone imbalance. It's always going to be from estrogen imbalance. So the supplement that you're going to want to take for that is calcium D-glucarate. And calcium D-glucarate is excellent. It helps to metabolize estrogen in the liver. And it's just as important for women as females. A lot of males will hear the word estrogen and freak out and say, no, that's not what I want to take. But it actually helps you to metabolize estrogen so there's not excess left over. When there's excess left over, then you end up with problems like skin conditions. Another really great thing you can do, a topical that you can try, is mixing half apple cider vinegar and half witch hazel and putting it on your face right after a shower. And what you want to do is you want to dab. You don't want to rub, but you want to like bang it into your pores. So it's almost kind of like slapping your skin. And that acts as a really good toner and will start to bring down the inflammation. And probably within 2 to 3 weeks, you'll notice a very marked improvement.
Fantastic. You know, I have 2 sons, and my oldest really got hit with the acne. My youngest, John, like me, never got a pimple. But when my oldest, the first thing I did is because he was just reacting all of a sudden, and they were drinking, and I wasn't really monitoring. So we just knocked out the sugar. We knocked out the dairy, and we just had him water only, and then I put lemon in it or something like that. And you're right, within a few weeks, and I changed all the products, the soap products, and I went to soy. I think it was soy, right? Soy, and you're right. 2-3 weeks over, just done. I couldn't believe, because I really do believe, and you've said this 100 times to me. It's like the body, and Dominique as well, wants to get back to optimal health. Dominique, you had horrible acne when you were growing up, right?
Yeah, really bad. So, I mean, one of the most important things for people to know, especially teens, hey, we have been there. You are in a large group of people that go through this. I mean, the hormones go crazy. You can't quite figure out your diet. You're stressed out about stuff. You're doing sports. You're all sweaty. I mean, there's so many things that contribute to getting acne. And the simple things that you're suggesting, Richard, are an excellent, excellent place to just kind of get grounded in a routine and telling your body, hey, it's going to be okay. And not getting too upset and just knowing, wow, it came on really fast and it can go away really fast.
And I know this for a fact because I have one particular family that actually clients of mine that I know for a fact that the child, really bad acne, and I don't know if it was whatever you call that, but the dad now has acne.
Oh,
adult acne. So, you know, that was just bizarre. So you have 2 in one family. So you can have breakouts, right?
Absolutely. And so the treatment is just a little bit different with adults. And I'll just mention this really quick. Again, you can do the same thing with the toner, but usually with adults, it's less hormonal. Sometimes there is a hormonal component. So again, focusing on taking that calcium D-glucarate or cutting out hormonal foods like dairy or other inflammatory foods like gluten and certain processed sugars. great place to start. But acne in adults usually more has to do with inflammation, and it's really important to start focusing on histamine and allergic reactions. And again, that really often starts with food and paying attention. Does this acne come after I eat a certain thing? And you can really start to keep a journal or keep a diary. I eat this at this day, and these are the symptoms I'm noticing at the end of the day. And eventually, you can go back and cross-reference and see exactly what it is that's causing your symptoms.
Right.
The other allergic reactions that people often deal with, especially I know we're on the West Coast, and most people are listening from that end. But on the East Coast, where it's more damp because of the weather, a lot of people have mold in their houses, and they may not even know it. And all of a sudden, they're having these crazy histamine reactions. And one of the first things that happens is they start to break out, and they don't know where it's coming from. So just to sort of pay attention to the allergies you might be having.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I have a little thing to contribute on that.
yes, contribute.
So assuming, like you said, that he's a high school student, lots of stress, he's probably trying to get into college, all that stuff. I was having issues with stress-caused acne, and what actually helped was meditation, one, which sounds weird, but it was just like calming me down. And then the other thing that helped was changing my pillow sheets like a lot, especially if he's a young boy. If he's growing, he might be sweating a lot at night. He might be in his phase where he doesn't shower enough. We don't know.
Right.
But that might help too.
That's brilliant. Two more. That's excellent. Okay, so we have another minute. I think what we'll do is go to a break now, because I have one more. You did really well, Richard, for no peaky. I like this. I'm so looking forward, because we're going to offer these opportunities to the world. So I'm sure we're going to be getting a lot more of these requests. So let's take a little break. Erica Salter, the Queen team, will be back with a lot more after these messages.
Richard, would you be able to help people like that had insomnia? Because I know a couple that do.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, like really bad, like they take edibles to sleep.
Oh yeah, yeah,
don't know how
totally.
to do it otherwise. Okay.
Laura, how old are you right now?
I am 22.
22. Richard's 25. So he's right in your little wheelhouse of, people that have shit. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm sleeping perfectly fine. That's some friends of mine.
No. It's okay. But you could use it as an anonymous.
Yes.
I'm eating the edibles. You can't even say it's me.
It's California.
Joking.
Legal.
Joking.
It's legal.
No, I'm joking. Okay, cool. No, what about, I am worried about the eye thing. Tell her about the eyes, Richard.
What about, so mine are brown. I've been told they're really nice.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got these long curling
Yeah.
What about eyes am I saying?
Yeah, the eyes with people on the technology, on the computer all the time.
Oh yeah. So and this relates to sleep. A lot of the reason that people our age are having more sleep issues than others is because they stare at their screens a lot, which emit blue light, and that's the type of light that we get naturally at dawn. So it starts to stimulate, cortisol, and all of a sudden we're wide awake, and our circadian rhythms get all thrown off. So there are a couple different ways to sort of reset it, and one is to set an alarm for sunrise and go outside and just stare and absorb all the blue light. But getting someone our age to do that is like unheard of. So the alternative, it's really easy, is just to get blue blocking glasses that you wear the moment you got some, the moment that the sun goes down. And the other thing people can do is they can put most cell phones as well as computers now, they have a blue light filter on it, or like a night light. So if they just jack up the intensity on that, it's in all the settings. Anytime they're looking at any sort of electronic device after 7:30, whatever time sunset is, that helps dramatically. And then of course there are supplements that people can take, but that's just where eyes are concerned, because you were talking earlier, Erica, about video games and that sort of thing,
right?
And that's just stimulation. I mean, you don't want to be stimulated before you go to bed, and especially from if you're watching like a Netflix. I do it. I watch Netflix or Hulu or something before bed, but if I read a book, like I knock out pretty quickly. But again, getting people our age to read a book when there are all of these new shows on Netflix and Hulu and whatever, it's kind of difficult.
So Richard, do you have the theory behind reading and falling asleep? Because I start to read a book and I get one page done and I'm snoring. Why is that?
Well, it's because you're focused very much on creating a scene. So when you're reading a book, you're creating a scene in your mind based on what it is that you're reading, and that automatically triggers the brain to start producing theta waves. And when your brain starts to produce theta waves, it's like, okay, this is the wave right before I knock out and fall asleep. You
Yeah.
know, so you're telling your body, okay, I'm ready to
Right.
knock out at this
Any
point.
any solutions for that?
Well, I mean, it depends on what you're. So you want to be able to read a book and not fall asleep. Is that what you're
Yeah.
trying to say?
Yeah.
So one thing to do would be to look up after every page. So you read a page and then you look up from the book and
Disconnect from.
just for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
And then go back down. That's probably the easiest
Yeah.
fix.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I've just recently, especially, I've gotten frustrated because I have all these books. I've gotten several books lately that I want to read, and when I start reading them, I fall asleep. So
Laura, we do supper club kind of things, and Richard is one of his many things. He's like you. He's multiple things, but he's culinary. He went to the Institute. What was the name of it in New York? It's a big one. Whatever it's called.
the Culinary Institute of America.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that little one. Yeah, he went there. Anyway,
I
he
just said I went to the
graduated.
CIA.
Yeah, he graduated. But bottom line, at the end of the day, he's a really good cook. So we have these 5-course
Look
meals.
at that.
Yeah.
Cats eating tacos and pizza.
So if you're ever up to Santa Barbara, or if I give you notice in advance, you could take the train up and back, right? You could stay here.
Yeah, honestly, the bus might be faster and cheaper.
Really?
Yeah.
Or what I'll do is I don't know. I mean, John's not going to be up for a while. Not before we probably go down there. We probably won't have one until like December. So you'll get a long break in December, right?
Yeah, I think it's December 17th through January 17th.
Oh, that's good. Okay, well, we'll definitely have a dinner there between that and come up. Laura's a great. Oh my God, can this chick cook? Her parents had a restaurant her whole life has been in a restaurant.
Yeah, actually, it has.
She can cook. I mean, they made this strudel. It was the length, and we ate it all in that 1 week. Her and her mom. It was the length of the kitchen table that used to be here before I put this bar. It was probably as big as the bar, Richard. Strudel. Can you imagine? Strudel.
Wow.
Right? Oh, I didn't even care about the mess, because it was just strudel mania in this house. And,
We picked up.
I know that. I still dreamt about it, though. I mean, I dream about your strudel. It was that good. It was really good.
It is really
and Richard's a really good cook. So you have to be invited the next time we do. We keep it low, 8. All right, cool. Lots of love to everybody. And Laura, maybe we see you next week, and we'll definitely see you over the holidays. We'll definitely see you for our supper club.
Okay.
And I'll give you like a month's notice.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Bye.
Bye.